the opposition today really hasn't really put forth a very clear harm to us about what is so bad and just by giving the extra incentive in the whole adoption process. Because firstly, as the first speaker has already mentioned from the opening government, we are still going through legal methods. We are still going through legal means of checks and balances before the baby is being put on for adoption, speaker ma'am. We don't see what is the clear harm by actually adding this amount of money to actually help ease the mother's pain itself, even in the most little way possible. We still believe that the money will still help, ladies and gentlemen. Other than putting forth the abuse and exploitation as the real harm, which is really not very feasible, as I'm going to tackle it later. Okay, now I have actually two main contentions with the side opposition today. Firstly, is really on the mother and the harms of this whole policy, and is whether on the second contention is how it's going to monetarize the value of children itself. Firstly, when I speak on the first main point of contention, they would say whether the mothers would want to see the baby as they feel a bond to it and they don't want the money itself. They want to see the baby safe and secure. We believe that this added incentive of this money itself to cover the cost of the mother's pain and emotional wounds, it will still help. Even if they claim it to be very little, it does help in this emotional healing, Madam Speaker. And that is what we believe that this money should be used for, Madam Speaker. Moreover, they say that the mothers may be actually may be actually using this baby itself to gain money by selling itself. Firstly, the whole idea as what the first opening government speaker actually mentioned, that the mothers actually carry the baby for 9 freaking months. They feel emotionally attached to the baby, and we don't see why the mother would actually feel like the mother would actually want to give up the baby for money unless there are certain situations that force her to actually go and give the baby up for money, Madam Speaker. Moreover, Madam Speaker, we believe that in America, where country is a democratic country itself, we believe that the mother's choice to actually give up this baby should be respected. Because firstly, in the adoption process, Madam Speaker, we believe that there are proper channels, actually stages before the mother goes through before putting the baby out of adoption. For example, they will go through counselling, even though they come up here and claim that they will make rash decisions due to depression, added stress. Madam Speaker, we do not think that is a very pressing issue, because we see that there are actually counsellors there to actually help guide the mother into the correct mindset before actually making their decision whether to put the baby up for adoption itself, Madam Speaker. And on to the second point, where they say how we monetarize children itself, putting a value of money on children. And they say that they would see the child as a good to actually sell for money, and this will overall affect the morale of the child. Madam Speaker, I don't think this is a very true thing, because for the child to the child will understand what situations the mother has gone through in order to force her to put her child up for adoption, Madam Speaker. I believe that the child will understand the whole situation behind what the mother is going through, that the child will not be really affected by this, Madam Speaker. Okay. Now, moving on to my extension. My extension today will be how the inability of the parents to raise the child, which will lead to many other issues, Madam Speaker. Firstly, you must understand, as what the opening government has already mentioned, they already said that the demographics of this debate is on about teenage mothers, on single mothers who doesn't have the ability to actually raise the child itself. We see that these mothers may be facing some financial difficulties, etc. Because in the standard of living in the country, like the first world democracy in America itself, is very high. If we believe that, if we see that if the parents do not have the ability to actually raise the child, we do not believe that the child should be deprived of the right to have a good life after he's being delivered, Madam Speaker. And we believe that if you are going to sell the baby out to a couple who can promise you that they will be loving to the baby and offer a level of compensation, we think that this is the most ideal case. Dao Ashok, thank you. Dao Yuxiang, thank you. Okay, moreover, we see that if you do not allow this whole policy to happen, we see that there are maybe in certain cases, we can see that maybe people the increase in people abandoning their babies, or increase in increase in people putting their babies in orphanages. And we see that that is not a very good thing, Madam Speaker. Because firstly, you must understand in orphanages, where there are large group of children itself, they will not be showered with the tender loving care that individual parent can actually given to Mrs. Speaker. Thank you. And moreover, we can see that in an example in India, that children are actually being abused, sexually abused itself in India. The children, thank you both, no thank you. Down now. People in the children in India itself are being exposed to pornography, are being forced, being exposed to pornography and being forced to do sexual acts itself. And we see that this is not a very ideal thing for the child to be exposed to at such a young age. That is why we believe that if we are not going to allow this kind of things, we believe that this kind of things might happen. Moreover, Madam Speaker, we believe that if you are not going to allow this policy, you're going to put a lot of harms on the child itself. As in, you're not going to assure him of a good quality of life, you're going to expose him to many different types of influences in the country, which might be very detrimental. And we believe that the government shouldn't allow this thing to happen. Because firstly, the government has the right to actually protect every individual children in the country itself, whether is it legitimate or whatever. Moreover, we also believe we should respect the choice made by the parents itself, because firstly, as teenage or single parents, they would have a level of maturity, and moreover, they will go through counselling before actually making their choice on putting their children up on adoption itself. We believe that this choice of the choice that is made by them should be respected itself, and the government should not have the right to actually infringe on these kind of things. That's why this motion must stand. Thank you.